is really quick. Oh man. Hey everyone, I'm Rob and welcome to the test drive. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly what it's like to drive a manual BMW Z4. Now, for those of you who follow my channel, you probably know that about almost 2 months ago, I picked up a manual BMW Z4 in Nashville, Tennessee. So I drove down there, picked it up, brought it back to Western New York where I live, and it's finally the kind of weather where I can make a lot of videos of the Z4 and share my experience with you. So I wanted to remind everybody that we have a giveaway going on the channel right now, and I really want there to always be a giveaway going on, but right now what I wanted to do was I wanted to hit 10,000 subscribers by May 1st. That didn't happen, even though we have gained a lot of subscribers, and I do thank everybody for that, for supporting the channel and watching the content and everything. But I also said that if we hit 10,000 subscribers by June 1st, I would give away 2 Akaso EK7000 cameras. Those are these cameras right here, a product very similar to a lot of the GoPro products, and I will make some videos of these cameras so you can see exactly what all the features and functionality and everything of it is, but these are really cool cameras and I am excited to give these away. So again, if we hit 10,000 subscribers by June 1st, I will give away 2 of these cameras. Now, if we don't hit it by June 1st, it's not like I'm gonna open up these cameras and start using them or sell them or anything like that. I will still find some way to give these away. So I'm extremely excited to do so, and all you have to do to be entered to win a camera just like this one is to be subscribed to this channel and then go to the video where I first announced this giveaway and comment with the hashtag testdrive10K giveaway. I'll put a link in the description below so you know exactly what video to go and comment. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I want to give this away to people who are the most active on the channel. Now, if you haven't watched the video where I go to Nashville and pick up this car, I'll link that in the description as well so you can go check that out. But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what it's like to drive this awesome manual BMW Z4. Now, this is the E85 generation of the BMW Z4. It's the first generation. It came out after BMW ended the Z3 Roadster, and after the E85 generation was the E89, and after that BMW kind of took a break basically for the 2017 and 2018 model years, although there is a Z4 that will be coming out probably within the next year. I've seen the concept. It's been at a couple of the major auto shows, so I am very excited for that. But again, this is the first generation, and in my opinion, it is the best generation. Now, most of the Z4s in this generation were convertibles. There are some coupe versions as well. Those are much more rare, and what I really like about this generation is that every single engine was a 6-cylinder. There weren't any turbocharged 4-cylinders in this generation, and there were a lot of manuals. It is pretty easy to get a manual BMW Z4 in the E85 generation. That's something I really wanted when I bought this car. I wanted to have a manual convertible. Now, the reason that I have the top up is because of audio. This car is so much fun to drive with the top down, but at the end of the day, the audio just wouldn't work that way, especially with the fact that I'm using GoPros, it just really would sound awful, and there wouldn't really be any way to do a video with any type of decent sound. A little bit of information on this car. The engine underneath of the hood is a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder. BMW is very well known for their inline 6-cylinder engines, absolutely phenomenal. And in this Z4, it puts out 215 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque. It's not a ton of power. However, this car barely weighs over 3,000 pounds. It's actually 3,020 pounds is what this car weighs. The power that it has and the fact that it is naturally aspirated with such a light and small car and rear-wheel drive, it really is a lot of fun. This is a car where you can spin the tires, you can you know, chirp the tires going from first to second, even second to third. I mean, you can have so much fun with this thing. And the fact that it's a manual is just everything. I would not buy this car with an automatic. This is a car that needs a manual. Now this Z4 handles pretty well despite the fact that the tires are only 225s in width. Now in terms of the ride quality, this is a very stiff suspension. It's a pretty harsh ride. Roads like this are really where this car shines. If you drive this on long road trips, and especially a lot of the interstate highways in the Northeast that aren't very well maintained, especially in New York, you know, then it is a pretty stiff, bumpy ride. It's maybe not as enjoyable on those types of roads. But here, this is really where this car is meant to be. Now this does have Bridgestone Drive Guard run flat tires, and what I've heard from other Z4 owners is that they changed out the run flat tires for just normal tires, and that made the ride significantly better. At the end of the day, this is not my daily driver, and I kind of like having run flat tires because you don't have a spare. There are those fix-a-flat things, or I guess you could buy a spare for this car, but I don't know. I don't mind the run flat tires, and at the end of the day, for what this car is, you know, I don't really feel the need to get rid of the run flats. One of the things I love about this car is the sound. It is that raw, naturally aspirated 6-cylinder sound. And especially when you get it up into the high RPMs, it really sounds good. I wouldn't mind if it was a little bit louder, but it's still good. I also love this steering wheel. It feels really good at 9 and 3. It has these notches here for your thumbs and just really feels right. It kind of resembles some of the more modern M steering wheels as well, which I do like. I mean, this is not an M car. There is a Z4M in the E85 generation. I would love to drive one of those. Never have. Now, one of the major complaints with the BMW Z3 was the interior space. While the Z4's interior isn't dramatically larger, you have a decent amount of room in here. I'm 6 feet tall, and I don't feel that cramped. Now, I do own this car, so I'm used to it at this point, but even when I first got in it, I mean, it was kind of weird getting into a car this small originally, but I have a lot of room. I mean, I have a decent amount of headroom, actually, and with where I have the seat and the steering wheel, somebody bigger than me could comfortably drive this car. Now, if you're 6'6", 6'8", you know, this may not be the right car for you, but certainly somebody my size or a little bit bigger can comfortably drive this car. Now, this is the first manual car that I've ever owned, and it's probably one of the easiest manuals to drive. It's so easy to find the bite point of the clutch. And then in terms of the linkage of the gears and the gear lever itself, I mean, it is so smooth. It's really easy to get used to this car if you already know how to drive a manual, and if you don't, it's a great car to actually learn on. Now, I learned on a couple other cars before I owned this, but you know, I didn't get to log a lot of time behind the wheel of a manual car because I didn't own one until now. But again, it didn't really take long for me to get used to this car. It's just a very easy car to drive. It's not an overwhelming amount of power, and unlike some sports cars that have a really picky clutch and have maybe a more difficult bite point, it's really easy in this car. Now, for those of you who don't live the GoPro life, you may not understand why I have this little mark here. I'm getting kind of up close and personal, a little awkward. But again, may not understand why I have that mark, and that is because of, well, this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What I really wanted to do was just give you a little bit of what it's like to drive a manual BMW Z4. Now, I don't have the best roads in Western New York where you can really see this thing shine. It's certainly not like driving it through the canyons in Southern California or some of the other awesome roads that are out there, but I do have some really fun trips planned in this car where I will be able to drive it on some really awesome roads and show you what that's like. And I'm also taking this to the track this summer. More to come on that soon. That's gonna happen in a little over a month. I'll show you when the time comes what exactly I'm talking about. Obviously, this car is not like a drag strip or track king or anything like that. But I am going to have a really awesome experience with this car that I'm going to show you very soon. I have a lot of awesome videos coming very soon of the Z4. I'm going to do a full review. I'm going to do a bunch of other awesome videos. I do have some mods planned for this car as well that I'm going to make videos of so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And again, a lot more awesome stuff coming with the Z4. This is just the beginning of it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the video and this car. And if there's any other content that you want to see of the Z4, leave it in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. I do read every single comment for the most part. So I do want to know what kind of content you'd like to see, if any, so that I can make that. So again, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.